Welcome back to this JV matchup between St. Chris and Collegiate. On my side is Wright Hilbert, and I'm Riley Mullins. This is the last game of the year between these two teams. JV started off rough this year, but has came on at the end of the year, to say the least.
Yep, thanks, Riley. Excited for this one. Obviously, a big rivalry matchup here between the Saints and the Cougars, and we should be in for a good one.
Collegiate will be receiving the ball to start the game. St. Chris won the toss, and with Coach Warner, what he's done most of the year that we've seen is he likes putting the defense out there first to get strong momentum with this offense, who they are missing White today, Aiden White. He is not dressed, so that's going to be a big miss for them.
Yeah, Aiden's been really strong for the JV squad this year. Brother of Maddox White, who's quite the track star, and athleticism runs in the family. Aiden has put up big numbers for the JV team this year, and it's a big loss for this last game here.
The kicker for JV is number 4, James Ayers.
Yep, chilly day here in Richmond, so it's got to be the coldest conditions any fall team has played in thus far.
See how that impacts the game at all, or more injuries or anything like that. It's also an early game for these players. They've been playing at 4:30 for most of the year, so 3:45 game. It's a little bit earlier for them.
Yep, getting darker earlier. Here's Ayers to get things started.
Squib kick by Ayers and recovered by 14 for Collegiate. It escapes the whole crew of St. Chris. That's number 14, Dominic Ivy.
Brought down by number 5, Colin McDonald. He's got some of the shut F7, the back plate, some of the most JV drip I've seen in a while.
It's crazy with the pulled up jersey as well.
So leading the Cougars here, number 16, Dylan Callahan, brother of the varsity quarterback for the Cougars.
He is much taller than any other person on the field. He is a sophomore as well, so. Ball snap. Run up the middle with number 18. It's fumbled. It's on the ground. Bumped around, and St. Chris will recover it on the very first play of the game.
Huge recovery for the Saints there to get things started. That's why Coach Horner wants his defense on the field first. Miscue on the first play for the Cougars, and not much of a better start for the St. Christopher Saints.
The running back never had a handle of the ball. It looked like just right when he got the ball, it was just bobbling around the whole time, fell out, hit a couple legs, and just right into the safety's hand for St. Chris.
Charlie Gunn, the freshman quarterback, going to lead the Saints here.
He did not play the first 2 games this year due to an injury, but since then he's been rallying this team well. He's got a good arm that we'll see today, but he's also a very big competitor.
Yeah, big kid for a freshman, well known for his baseball skills as well.
Motion by Finn. Quarterback sweep. Stiff arm makes 2 guys miss before sworn by Cougars.
Good display of his strength there. Charlie Gunn pushing some Cougar defenders off of him.
Thought he was going to be tackled for about a loss of 2, but instead got a gain of 2. We don't see that play too often from Coach Horn. It's just a quarterback sweep. You don't want to get Gunn hurt at all, but to start the game out, very aggressive.
So 4 out wide for St. Christopher's.
With White being hurt, number 6, Charlie Bourne, is the starting running back now. It's handed off to him and tackled right away by Collegiate players, but there is a flag down on the play.
Yeah, number 6, Claiborne Hall, the freshman. Also the linebacker plays both sides of the ball. He's a big kid. Definitely don't want to go against him if I'm a Collegiate defender.
And the penalty is on St. Chris, and looks like Collegiate will decline the holding call, so it will be a 3rd and 10 coming up for St. Chris. With St. Chris getting first play turnover, getting the ball to their offense, and then your offense not being able to move the ball at all is not a bright spot to see. You want them to be able to take that momentum and drive it right down to the touchdown, score first, and just punch Collegiate in the mouth. Trips at the bottom of your screen. Pass play. Thrown and cop. It looked like Finn had the ball in his hand. That's Finn Walter, and when he fell down, he lost control of the ball, and it will be incomplete, 4th and 10.
This is the field positioning where you consider going for it. 4th and long, I'm not so sure about what Coach Horner will do here.
Or you could punt it, try to pin them deep, and your defense has been solid all year with Coach Mabel as the defensive coordinator, but it looks like the offense is going to stay out.
Yep, there's a penalty on the Saints, and now the special teams unit's going to come out on the field.
Collegiate declined it, so that's why it looked like the quarterback, Charlie Gunn, was going to walk out there because they thought it was going to be another 3rd and down and long, but it's a punt here for number 11, Hank Mullins. A low line driving punt, hits one bounce, caught received by number 10 for Collegiate, makes 2 guys miss, and is clobbered by Saints. That's Noah McDaniel that returned the punt.
Not much offensive action thus far. I think we've seen 2 or 3 total yards from both squads.
Yep, but 0 because first play is a fumble, second play, and we didn't move at all for St. Chris, so total yards is 0, which is funny to say with 2 drives already. But even if Finn caught that ball on the sideline trying to get NFL 2 feet in bounds, it would have came back because of the flag with an illegal man down the field. For Collegiate, this is their second play of the game and second drive. They got 2 splits on both sides. And their running back was also throwing the ball during warm-ups is what I saw. So watch for a trick play possibly later in the game. Pass. Thrown up deep. And great defensive play right there by Bowen Ireland.
Yeah, number 20, Bowen Ireland. Great awareness on his end. That ball was absolutely skied by Callahan, but good work from Ireland to get under the receiver just in time. No pass interference and a good stop from him.
Good makeup speed because he did get beat initially, but he made it up, and it looked like it hit his helmet when he jumped up. Not really his hands, but still, like you said, great defensive play. Now it will be a 2nd and 10.
Three in the backfield for the Cougars.
St. Chris is playing this very oddly. They have 4 down linemen, but their outside linebackers are playing like a defensive end as well. Pitch to the outside and tripped up is number 35 for St. Chris. That's Charles Ayers tripped up the running back for Collegiate. Noah McDaniel for Collegiate looks like he has a lot of jukes in his bag. Every time he gets the ball, he's trying to make juice moves instead of just going up the field, which can be bad but also good for St. Chris. motion. Ball's thrown by Callahan. Double coverage and almost picked. Two St. Chris players. That's Bowen Ireland and number 4 James Ayers that went up for the ball and they hit it out of each other's hands.
Little miscommunication there from the secondary for St. Christopher's. At the end of the day, it'll bring up 4th down.
Could have been the second turnover of the day already for St. Chris. Forced turnover, but instead they're going to get the ball off a punt.
Callahan's taking his time in that backfield, not going through his progressions as you would expect, just sort of looking to the same man and skying that ball up every single time.
And with that, he's putting a lot of air under the ball, which gives time for the safety to get over there. Not a long snap, but received by Ayers. Makes one guy miss, heads up the sideline, makes another guy miss, and taken down by 2 guys. That's number 50 for Collegiate, Farron Sahab. The varsity football team has come to watch the first part of this game, all dressed up, cheering on their youngins for St. Chris. Hopefully St. Chris can score for them so they can go crazy. But back to the play. I formation for St. Chris with Finn being a split wing to the left. Run up the middle. And about a gain of 6 yards for number 6, Claiborne Hall.
Charlie Gunn hasn't had many opportunities to throw the ball in the air. We'll see if Coach Horner develops some confidence throughout this game. See if the Saints can get some big yardage.
I know they like rolling him out when he throws it, so he has the ability to run it as well. But another I formation, run up the gut. Good block right there by 24, but better game by Claiborne Hall for about a gain of 10 to move the chains.
Claiborne looks a little shaken up coming off the ground. Looks like he took a hard hit at the end of that one, but good gain from him, and that'll move the chains.
So far this I formation has been the best offensive look for St. Chris, and Coach Horner is going to keep going to that same formation. Another handoff off the gut. Three straight plays of the exact same play. This time it's figured out by Collegiate's defense.
Claiborne Hall filling in the role of Christian Booth, another freshman back who's sitting out today.
Christian Booth, he's the biggest difference he makes on the field is during the punt return. He's had a couple big punt returns this year and taken one to the house for a touchdown. Both, my bad, not Booth. It's both. Same I formation for St. Chris. This time it's pitched to the outside. Looks like he has the edge, but taken down by number 24 for Collegiate. That's Pearson Harris.
Claiborne Hall is moving this ball down the field for the Saints. It's the farthest the Saints have gotten all game, and I think that Saints should keep pounding it his way.
5 straight plays in his hands. Now he's going to get a sub off, and St. Chris brings in some more wide receivers type of look. Probably spread it out for this third down play, but it's an official timeout real quick. St. Chris is spreading out. They have trips at the bottom of your screen and solo wide receiver number 9 for St. Chris at the top. Quarterback run right up the middle, makes one guy miss. Looked like he got face down. Looked like a face mask should have been called there, but ran for about 15 yards and got taken down at the 5-yard line. That was a
Great read there
run.
from Charlie Gunn. Looks like an option on his end, and he took it himself, spun off a Collegiate defender, and got the Saints inside that 5-yard line.
He's a great athlete, like you were saying earlier. I thought he was going to be tackled a little short of the line to game, but he got past that one guy and kept running. Another I formation.
Could expect the Saints to just punch it in here with Claiborne Hall.
Run up the middle. and they try to do so, but it looks like he'll be down at the 1 yard line, even half-yard line possibly. So 2nd and a couple feet to go. Same I formation look. Another run up the middle possibly, and it is. And Canto, and he will be down again at like the inch-yard line. So don't know how much JV practices, but the brotherly shove or something like that, you just push your quarterback in. And they do some form of it, and they score right there. That's number 18, Charlie Gunn, with the touchdown, first score of the game.
Yeah, good combo. Charlie Gunn, Claiborne Hall, that entire possession, and ultimately Gunn punches it in from the inch line. Gets the Saints up 6-0 here.
Extra point to go will be kicked by James Ayers. But like you said, those two had every touch on that drive, but that's what you need to do, especially missing White this game. And both, but good to see the quarterback take it in his own hands. The kick is up cleanly, and it looked like it is good. So St. Chris will go up 7-0 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter against Collegiate.
We'll be back with the kickoff. James Ayers
Waiting on for the kicking ball so he can kick it.
once again to kick things off for the Saints.
He has a pretty good drip for a kicker.
Yeah, he's been on the field pretty much all game, returning punts, kicking punts, and also playing
The
defense.
safety, yep. Punt is taken away. Little squib kick right to number 14. Looked like he was going to catch it, but number 10 for Collegiate will gather it and just fell on it. Couldn't gather it right away. Missed touch, but right in front of the St. Chris varsity team, and then just had to fall on it to keep the ball. Got a little jumpy and too excited in front of the varsity team, and they were barking at him.
So the Cougars going to start inside the Saints red zone here. Got quite a long way to go, and their offense has seemed pretty stagnant for the majority of this game.
No first downs yet for them, like you said. I have had 3 pass plays and 2 run plays, so been pass dominant so far. Another one to open up a screen pass to number 2. Swarmed by Ayers again, so doing it all so far this game. That was number 2 with the ball, Milton Arendale.
Seen a lot of motion from in the Collegiate backfield prior to the snap. Try to keep the Saints defense on their toes.
The Saints defense is very aggressive. They like sending at least one linebacker every time to make it a one-on-one blocking opportunity if read right by Collegiate's offensive line. So Coach Mabel likes sending more than they can block. And Finn has to be subbed off for some reason, Finn Walter, but he'll be fixed up. And number 24 for St. Chris, J.J. Tidwell, took his place. Big hard count right there by Collegiate.
Remains second and long, but that's just an inexperienced thing for the Saints. She can't be doing that this late in the season.
I think right there was Collegiate's most productive play. I think that's the most yards they've gained all day so far. So, gotta watch that ball if you're St. Chris. Pass play again. The wide receiver falls down, and it looks like the quarterback will be sacked for the first time today by number 62, Jax Davis.
That's another example of Callahan just not going through his progressions. He was looking for Tavion Johnson, and Tavion Johnson only there. Johnson slipped on the ground, and Callahan was pretty much trapped in the backfield.
Because there were 3 other guys going out for a route, so there were people probably open that he could at least throw the ball up to. So once his wide receiver 1's not there, he starts panicking. 3rd and 11, ball snapped, another pass play. Pass to number 33 for Collegiate, but taken down first by Hank Mullins, and then a handful of Saints coming there to finish off the play for a gain of 5 yards.
That'll bring up 4th and medium. Be interested to see if Callahan stays on the field to punt this ball, or if the Cougars are going to go for it just outside of the red zone.
I think they need to punt it. St. Chris did drive down, so giving them a short field is very, very, very scary to go up by 2 scores in the first quarter. It's hard count.
Wouldn't be surprised if Collegiate just audibles into a punt right here.
There is no game clock, so I wonder if they will. Collegiate called a timeout, so I don't think you can run it down a whole minute. So I think they would have to run the flag for a delay of the game sooner than later. But Collegiate did try to make St. Chris jump right there, but St. Chris watched the ball and was smart enough to not fall for it. So now Collegiate is out here with their punt unit, even though they don't go far back. It's a little odd form of punt, but they could still possibly go on 2. They do punt it. Get away. That's a high, good punt. And did not fair catch it by Ayers, but he got the sideline and taken down around the 36-yard line.
Risky move there from the Cougars. The punter was only about 4 or 5 yards into the backfield, and Saints defensive lineman gets by 1 man, and that ball can easily be blocked.
They did that both times, but it is being close to block. But what was another risky move right there was Ayers not fair catching that. If number 33 for Collegiate, Tavion Johnson, reads that better, he could have pounded Ayers right when he caught the ball, but instead he just let him go by and get the sideline. Saints are under center. Handed off up the middle to Hall, and he is tackled right away. Sooner or later, if they keep doing this running back dive, you can expect a quarterback fake and bootleg out for a pass, or even just a quarterback sweep to the outside.
Saints offense continues to start possessions in their own half of the field. It makes it a little easier on the offensive squad.
Run up the middle again with Hall, and this time he does get a gain of about 9 yards. It's going to be close to the first down. They might give it to him. It's going to be 3rd down, but 3rd down in about inches to go.
This Saints O-line has been really strong with Hall in the backfield. Great push there from Signeri to open things up.
And that will be the end of the first. Claiborne Hall has been carrying this offense on the back, just reading the holes and taking it right away and moving this offense along. We'll be back after the at the start of the second quarter.
Back here at the start of the second quarter, Saints offense to get things started. That's Charlie Gunn running to the outside. Good blocks by his Saints receivers.
That was a great tackle right there by number 41 of St. Chris, Taylor Hoffer. But once again, just a quarterback sweep. That's the third one of the game so far. Just a quarterback ran up run. St. Chris has been a lot of power today, knowing they got the offensive line strength. So they've been following their big boys up the middle. This time they're in shotgun look. Another motion by Finn Walter. Sweep with him. He's going to the right side. And great tackle right there by number 24 for Collegiate. That is Pearson Harris for his second tackle of the day.
I like that play call from Coach Horner. Had Claiborne Hall running in front of Walter. Claiborne just barely missed his block and led to a TFL for the Cougars.
I want to see the ball thrown up to Finn Walter a couple times. He's a very tall and lengthy kid. He's had a one-hand catch earlier this year that made our top 5 play of the week, but he's very athletic, can jump high. If he high points that ball, not a lot of kids are jumping up there to 50-50 with him. Second about 14's coming up. Option play, speed option to the left, pitch out to Hall. Gets through 2 guys and thrown down. And that was a hard hit Hall took right there after a gain about 5.
Jake Slater on the tackle for the Cougars. Scary play for Claiborne Hall. Looks like he head kind of got whipped back, but he's going to stay in the game as he's a pretty tough kid.
So third down and about 7 to come up here. Wonder what Coach Horner is going to dial up here, because you can either pass it once, try to get it, or run it twice, and I think it's 2 down territory. Hall is in the backfield with Gunn. Little miscommunication. Play action, pass, thrown up, and a great catch as he gets hit, caught the ball. That is number 9, Andy Hinks.
Good work from Hinks to come down with that ball after that hard hit, and Saints offense continues to roll on the 5.5-yard line here, hoping to punch it in.
With 5 yards to go, you probably can expect a run to Hall, but Collegiate is filling up the middle as of now. High snap, good catch by Gunn, but just taken down right away by 3 Collegiate Cougars. That high snap just ruined the whole play, because I think it was going to be a jet sweep, but Gunn had to take it himself and just go down because the snap was so high. It's a long 2nd and goal from the 11-yard line. St. Chris is in I formation. Fumble the snap by Gunn, and he gathers it and gets about a gain of 2-3 yards. That was a very scary play.
Another miscommunication there between center and Charlie Gunn. Putting a 3rd and goal and not an ideal possession here for the Saints.
3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. You probably want to pass play it, throw the ball here, but you can run it, try to go for 2 plays, but you can see the quarterback possibly roll out to his right side where he's got 3 wide receivers and Hall as a split back. But before we get to that play, Collegiate Cougars call a timeout, the 2nd one of the game. Big 3rd down play coming up here. It's the same formation, flip to the other side. Gunn is rolling out to his left, quarterback sweep, has 2 men to beat, and he does for a touchdown, 2nd one of the game.
Huge read there from Charlie Gunn, using the outside and his speed to his advantage. Rarely see that from a freshman. Charlie Gunn gets the Saints on the board, finds the end zone for the 2nd time today.
2 rushing touchdowns for him. He probably doesn't hear that too much as a quarterback, but Coach Horner is relying his legs and Hall's legs for much of this game so far. And Ayers is back out there to kick a field goal. The extra point is blocked right there. Not great blocking there by the offensive line on the special teams.
Jake Slater there on the block. That'll make it 13-0, and we'll be back once again with the kick. Very strong start for this JV squad here. 13-0, and the defense looks even better.
Here's the 3rd kickoff for Ayers. Another squib kick. This one's on the ground. Takes a good bounce. Collegiate gathers it, gets through 2 guys before taking him down first by number 25, Whitfield Mullins. That was number 24 with the carry, Pearson Harris for Collegiate. So this is the best field position Collegiate has had all day. So maybe their offense can work with it, get some points on the board before halftime. Because if you give the ball back to St. Chris and they drive it down, make it a 3-score game before halftime, it's a very scary sight to see, especially trying to come back against this defense who's been pretty good all year. Snap thrown to number 2 for Collegiate, Milton Arandale big hit right there between Mullins and him, taken down after a gain of 6.
Yeah, Mullins took that one straight to the chest. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him there.
That was a big hit. I don't think Hank Mullins saw him coming up until the last second. It was a high hit right into the chest, so definitely the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, good QB screen, good design screen there for the Cougars. It's Milton Arsdale.
Um, Quarterback is not in on this play, and it looks like it's going to be a wildcat motion. Bad snap. Mishandled, gathered by number 18, taking up, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and a few more, and a flag's down for a late hit that looks like it will be on Finn Walter.
Good awareness there from Jake Slater to recover that ball for the Cougars and ultimately get a few yards out of it. An unnecessary play there from Finn Walter. That's the easiest way to lose games is
It's a free 15 yards. That's more yards than they've have had all day, and that could be the spark they needed. In a weird wildcat formation with Slater in the backfield, and it was a pretty good snap. He should have caught it, but he got a good gain out of it and drew a flag. But Collegiate's in the same formation, quarterback not on the field, and they're in their wildcat formation.
another fumbled snap, and Saints are going to get on it.
That is number 62. Jax Davis had a sack earlier in this game, and now a fumble recovery to give St. Chris back the ball with 4:35 left in the game.
Another major miscue on the snap from the Cougars. Jake Slater for the second time in a row muffs it, and St. Chris, Collegiate is essentially handing them this game. St. Chris offense doing their thing, but Collegiate needs to work on that communication off the snap.
Timeout by Coach Horner, and we'll be back after the timeout. St. Chris offense back on the field after the turnover by Slater's mishandle second in a row. Looked like he's trying to move a little too fast than he can before he catches the ball. But St. Chris is in I formation, run up the gun again to Hall. Runs through one guy, but taken down by number 60 for Collegiate, Casey Porter.
Gonna need a little bit of a. Gonna need to rush this offense a little bit here on this last possession. They got 4 minutes to spare, and with Claiborne Hall running the ball, you know that clock's gonna tick down faster than you expect.
But with the JV, it's going to be running no matter what, so you need a big chunk of play, whether it's pass or a run play. This time Hall's the fullback, and they do a toss to the outside of number 24. He gets the edge, makes two guys miss, and goes out of bounds. And the clock will keep running, but that was a big gain right there of about 6 yards.
Good gain from Tidwell on the outside and keeps the clock moving. Could be a good thing if the Saints are trying to run out this clock.
I think they'll go a little faster once they get under 2 minutes, but they don't. If they score, they don't want to give too much time to Collegiate to go down there and get some points. This time, Tidwell is the fullback and Hall is the running back. And it's going to be a run up the middle. And great tackle right there by number 50 of Collegiate. His name is Farron Salab. And one of the St. Chris players is hurt. Can't see who it is, but will be back after the injury.
Saints offense will take the field again. That's Claiborne Hall that went down, limping off the field.
This is a big fourth down play, but St. Chris is punting it instead of going for it and trying to pin Collegiate deep. That's a great punt right there by Hank Mullins. It's going to roll inside the 10-yard line and be touchdown at the 7-yard line.
Good work there from Mullins. Pins the Cougars back, and they've got a long way to go in 2.5 minutes if they want to get this thing in the end zone.
They haven't moved the ball much today, and to be able to drive 93 yards in 2.5 minutes is going to be very difficult, but if they do it, I'm going to be impressed. On the other hand, if they're going to be very aggressive, expect a possible another third turnover for them and give St. Chris another opportunity with the ball back. And before the drive starts, they only have one timeout to use on this drive. They'll be in a pistol formation. Run up the middle and tackled by number 62, Jax Davis. He's had a big day so far on the defensive end, but it was a gain of 4. Collegiate, if they're wanting to score, they need to move a little quicker. Maybe call the plays not in a huddle, just already in their spots. Do a little hurry-up offense. St. Chris sidelines getting loud for this play. Another run up the middle and taken down by number 60, Eric Pendleberry.
Good awareness by the Saints defense. It'll bring up third and about 5 with a minute and a half left.
If I was Coach Horner, I'd probably call a timeout here because Collegiate's going to milk the clock here. And if you call timeout and then stop them on fourth down, call another timeout, you have about a minute, 20, 15 seconds left to drive the ball. But he's going to let the clock tick down. Now he decides to call a timeout 20 seconds late, so we'll be back after this big timeout.
Welcome back here. 3rd and 5 or so with a minute and 12 seconds left in this first half.
Spread out, no running backs in the backfield. Jet sweep reverse. Looks like he'll have the edge, but there is a flag on the field, possible holding call, which would bring the play back. It'd be another third down. holding on Collegiate, and that would be redo of third down coming up for Collegiate.
Yeah, clock will keep running. So Saints will really have to take a long shot if they get a stop here and on fourth. Wouldn't be surprised if the Cougars try to run things out here.
Looks like that's what they're going to do.
Last thing you want to do here if you're Collegiate is
Turn the
have a
ball over.
miscue or turn it over. I think they're taking advantage of the rules here and going to let this clock probably run out.
Now there's miscommunication, as we talked about, and be sacked. And this is when, if you're Collegiate, if you're Coach Horner, you call a timeout, which he does with 22 seconds left in the half.
Good move there from Coach Horner.
Right here in this scenario, you're missing number 40, Christian Both. He has had a punt return for a touchdown in this exact same scenario earlier in the year, and he also can switch the field real quickly. I know Ayers has done a great job today, but he's a little better at it. So hopefully a big punt return can set them up with enough time and time and field management to be able to get a touchdown or even a field goal opportunity.
I'm interested to see what the Cougars do in terms of where they position their punter here. Had some close calls in the 2 or 3 punts they've had so far this game. Definitely don't want to give anything up if you're Collegiate here inside the 5-yard line.
If you're St. Chris, do you send everyone and try to block them? I don't know. Don't know if they've worked on that, but there could possibly be a solution here. They are in their little bunch formation punt with 3 out wide.
Pearson Harris going to take a few steps back.
Almost blocked, but going to be caught by Ayers. Slips down, and his knee hit the ground, and that's where they will get the ball to start this last drive of the half. Unfortunate right there for Ayers. If he had one guy to beat, he was going to have the sideline to get a good amount of yards to help out this St. Chris offense. Now Coach Warner has a play to make. Do we chuck it deep, try to score, or do we just run the ball, take a knee, and go into half up by 13?
I wouldn't be surprised if Saints take a shot here. Coach Horner hasn't been super aggressive, but the secondary for the Cougars hasn't been too strong today. And when you've got a guy like Finn Walter and some size over the Collegiate secondary, you may be willing to go deep here.
If you look at the safety in the back right, number 10, Noah McDaniel, he is very, very small. Throw it up to Finn against him, and I would think Finn would come down with that every play. It will just be a run to haul up the middle and taken down after a gain of 4 yards, and that's how St. Chris will go into halftime.
Saints go into half up 13-0. Great showing on both sides of the ball. Saints defense been very strong, forcing a lot of turnovers and not a lot of yardage for the Collegiate offense.
And we'll be back after halftime. welcome back to this game between Collegiate and St. Chris, with the score being 13-0 with 2 touchdowns by Gunn on his legs. Now we have St. Chris, or Collegiate, number 7, Kill McCormick, kicking the ball off, and it'll be returned by Ayers. Makes one guy miss, going to cut to the outside. Looks like he has the edge. Gets past one guy, and it's past everyone, and he just needs to outrun everyone, and he's going to return that back to the touchdown.
James Ayers taking the spot of Christian Both. No flags on the play. What a way to start the second half for the Saints. Ayers has got to stay right back out there for the PAT, but good work from him to get the Saints off to a hot start. Coach Horner looks pretty surprised with his guys, but that's what you want to see as a Saints fan.
So far, their offense and defense has played very well today, and now that your special teams is doing this, it's been a great day in all 3 phases of the game. And it looks like St. Chris may go for 2. Maybe not. Can't tell. Coach Horner's talking to them a little bit. Though it'll be the extra point, I think. Not sure. No, it is a 2-point conversion, trying to go up by 21 points. The backup quarterback, number 8, Michael Sleeker, is in there. Throws the ball and is caught by Finn Walter for the 2-point conversion. And now St. Chris is up 21-0. So with number 8, Michael Sleeker, taking over the job, it looks like, for the second half. Wonder if they'll put Gunn in on defense or play wide receiver, or just tell him to sit back and relax. And you played a great game so far. Now we have Ayers waiting for the kicking ball, so he can kick it. He's done 3 squib kicks so far, so expect a 4th one to come up. It's taking a little too slow right now. Clock is not running though, so. Now Ayers sets up to kick the ball. And this time he kicks it in the air. Number 10 for Collegiate, McDaniel will be returning it. He finds a quick crease, but hit hard by Hank Mullins right there. And then looked like a little fumble or something after he hit the ground, and players started jumping on each other. But Collegiate ball at the 30-yard line.
Hank Mullins has been all over the field on these special teams plays. Big time hit from him. Trying to send a message here. Saints off to a hot start in the second half.
He's sent 2 hard hits so far today. A little head hunting. And the quarterback for Collegiate looks a little confused right now as they send on a player late. And that's number 14, Dominic Ivey. Callahan takes the snap, hands it up the middle to number 18, and just stuffed by a bunch of St. Chris defenders. The first one there was number 60, Eric Pendlebury. So Collegiate's not been able to get much today, throwing or running. Defense has been pretty stable for St. Chris.
Coach Slater for the Cougars hasn't really given too many chances to Callahan through the air. We'll see if they resort to that when it comes down to the crunch time.
Run up the middle. He's got a gap. Has 2 men to beat. He beats one and is taken down right there by Hank Mullins, but after a big gain of about 25 yards.
Jake Slater just a total power back for the Cougars. He's not going to run around you. He'll run right through you.
And now he's taken off the field to get a quick break. And number 24, Pearson Harris is subbed in for him. And now Collegiate's in a spread formation, 5 out. With this, St. Chris is in a one high safety jet sweep to 24. That's Harris, and is taken down by a swarm of St. Chris players. So Collegiate now is trying to spread St. Chris's defense out wide and then run the ball so the linebackers can't get over everywhere. Another run play up the middle, and it looks like he's going to get a first down. That's number 24, Harris, right there, and that's back-to-back first downs for Collegiate, finally moving the ball after being down 21 points.
This is the farthest Collegiate has progressed down the field in a single possession all game. Hoping to keep things alive with this 3rd and short.
It looked like he got the first down, but from up here, probably a run just up the middle, most likely. St. Chris does send a blitz, and it doesn't look like he'll get that. If anything, he goes backwards. And it will be 4th and about a yard to go. You can expect Collegiate to go for this. Coach Mabel right there sent the whole house. All the linebackers just went and rushed the middle and tackled the running back right away.
I expect the same play here from the Cougars. Running up the middle with Slater. Well, looks like he'll be in the Wildcat.
Fast snap, handle, and tackled right away by Eric Pendleberry. And once again, Coach Mabel sends all 3 linebackers, and Collegiate didn't have enough players to block them.
What a huge stop for the Saints there. 2 straight plays on 3rd and 4th and inches. Back-to-back blitzes. And, I mean, all game, Jake Slater has had trouble catching those snaps. They've been awfully high. Center is typically used to Callahan being back there, who's just a little bit taller. It's a big-time stop there for the Saints, and hopefully this offense can keep the momentum.
A bend but don't break type of defense right there. But for St. Chris, number 8, Michael Sleeker is out there, but the starting quarterback gun is in the wide receiver formation as St. Chris fumbles the snap, and some Collegiate players are saying they have it, and they do. So first play for Sleeker under the center, and he fumbles the snap. And Collegiate will get the ball back at where they just had it. Very unfortunate events right there for St. Chris. Pass, and Hunter rolls out and just throws the ball away in the direction of number 2, Milton Arundale.
Callahan back in the backfield in shotgun. He's really only looked for Arundale the entirety of this game.
They may have the connection, but so far, Hank Mullins has locked up Arundale all day. So if you're the quarterback, you need to move to your other progressions. And taken down right away was Davis being in the backfield, taking down number 18 for Collegiate, Slater.
The Saints' defensive line has been really strong. I know it's a concern for the varsity team next year who's going to fill those roles. But this looks pretty promising for the Saints.
Their they're skinny but fast guys, fast and strong guys. They don't have a lot of meat on their bones, but they get the job done. Another pass, swing pass to the outside, and Slater slips right when he catches the ball. Fourth down with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Collegiate's going to punt the ball. It looks like they bring in Harrison for the quarterback. Calling him. And Ayers goes back deep. And it will be a punt, but that one goes straight up in the air, not very far. See if they get a bounce, and they don't. That was a St. Chris bounce, one would say. And St. Chris offense will be back on the field after a 3-and-out. And see if Sleeker gets another opportunity here and doesn't fumble the ball.
Interesting that the Saints do not have Gunn in the game right now. It's been great for the offense all day. You're not trying to save him for any other game at this point. I mean, this is the last game of the season.
I'd say if Collegiate scores, they'll put Gunn back in at quarterback. But if you have a 3-score lead with only 14 minutes left in the game, you feel pretty comfortable, especially with how your defense is playing. And Sleeker has started many games this year. I think he started 3 games this year while Gunn was hurt. So, he's got the ability to do the job. Run up the middle right away with Hall. And that's all you got to do as a quarterback. Just run it. Just hand it off to you, the player that's been moving the offense all day.
Claiborne Hall just refuses to go down there. Runs through multiple Collegiate defenders. Moves the chains with ease for St. Christopher's.
And now Gunn goes back in there as a quarterback. So what it looks like right now is Coach Horner's going to run a two quarterback offense and tell him to play before, so it moves the offense a little quicker and gets both players in their quarterback position so they can both get playing time. Quarterback sweep out to the outside. Gunn tries to make one guy miss, but he gets it. That's number 41 for Collegiate, Taylor Hoffer. So that is what they're doing. They're doing a 2-quarterback offense right now, and just to keep it moving. I kind of like this idea, especially if they're both able to play. It makes the flow of the game better and faster. Running back dive just stuffed right there by Collegiate defenders. Slater was the first one there.
Not too much confidence in Sleeker here from Coach Horner. It seems like every time he's on the field, the Cougars can expect a run.
This time, he's going to stay out there and not just give a play to Gunn and switch it. So I want to see him throw the ball because he did throw the extra point that scored to give them 21 points. And it is a 3rd and 8, so a run play is going to be easier to stop than a pass play. 2 wide receivers on each side of this screen, and Sleeker's under the center. He fakes the handoff. It looked like he had a wide receiver, which was Mack, but he runs and fumbles the ball, and it's going to be a fight at the bottom of the pile for who gets the ball. But looks like Collegiate may have fallen on it.
Aggressive run there from Sleeker. Cougars are going to get the ball here.
So back-to-back fumbles by Sleeker. Once you get that first down, you got the line of game. You just want to go down. Don't want to try to get any extra 1 yard when you're getting people punching at the ball. But the defense for St. Chris is back on the field. And now Coach Horner is telling the boys to get loud and help out their defense. Collegiate has 3 wide receivers at the top of the screen. Little bobble snap. It's a screen to number 4 and swarmed by St. Chris defenders after a gain of 5. That was Tyler Lewis with the gain.
Marshall Luck, the freshman for St. Christopher's, coming off the line to get that tackle. Some impressive agility from the lineman there.
Collegiate and about the same formation, a little bit more bunch in the top, motion across. And now that was just to see if St. Chris would jump off sides, and now they redirect their play. It's a run up the middle, but as he was getting the ball, number 60, Pendlebury, was there to tackle him, and he almost was able to take that handoff.
Great work there from Eric Pendlebury. Love to see that sportsmanship after the play, helping the Cougars running back up.
So about 3rd and 9 for Collegiate. This is, if they want to get back in this game, they need a score on this drive. So expect a big pass play here. Quarterback does drop back, and there's a flag down. Makes 2 guys misses Lewis, but is taken down by number 5 for St. Chris, McDonald. But there was a flag on the play. It was thrown right away, so looks like an illegal movement on the offense or illegal formation. It is a legal formation, and St. Chris is going to accept it, so it's going to be redo 3rd down, and it'll be 3rd and 14. And looks like Collegiate's going to stay in the same formation as last play, maybe the same play. But they need to get 14 yards to keep this drive moving. A quick out, caught by 88 for Collegiate. That's Jaden Smith, but taken down by Colin McDonald for St. Chris.
Collegiate offense hasn't looked to go deep very frequently. It's a lot of quick out routes or slants. I mean, that's about all they've done with Callahan.
So it will be the 4th quarter coming up with a big decision for Collegiate on a 4th and 10. We'll be back at the start of the 4th. And it is a punt from Collegiate, and it's a better punt than last time, but still not that far. And Collegiate will down the ball at the 27-yard line, where St. Chris will take over. And it looks like number 18, Charlie Gunn, will go back to being quarterback. you can expect them to just keep running the ball and try to milk the clock as quick as possible. Up 21 points with under 10 minutes left in the game. Just get out of here with a victory over your rivalries. St. Chris is in an I formation with Finn Walter being a wing back, and it's a toss to the outside to Hall, and he has a space in lane, bounce off two guys, but fumbles the ball, and that was a big play right there from number 18 from Collegiate, Jake Slade. The ball was about to go out of bounds, but he hits the ball inbound to save it, and Collegiate jumps on it, but there are 2 flags where the ball went down. So
that's a high-level play from Slater there.
Don't know what this call could possibly be. They could say it's like playing out of bounds, but it didn't look like Slater was out of bounds at all.
We'll see what the refs interpret here, but so this JV ruling may be a little different here. St. offense is gonna act like they're staying on the field.
We did get word from Coach Lewis to our left that he doesn't believe you can bat the ball when it's a fumble, and that would make St. Chris keep the ball at that spot plus yardage.
Credit to the undersized receiver Hugh Mack on the blocking there. Opened things up for Claiborne Hall to get that big gain.
I've never seen this call before, but I've also never seen a play like that. But it was high level IQ right there if it wasn't going to be a flag. So St. Chris will have the ball at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 I formation, run up the middle to Hall and taken down right away for a gain of 0 yards.
Saints have been a lot more successful running the outside than going up the middle. The wide receiver blocking has been very strong.
Is it from really far back? Yeah, Raiders and Rams.
High formation here. Gunn going to scramble out. He'll take it himself. Good open field tackle there. Pearson Harris. Only man that could have stopped Gunn. He got it done.
Right there, Gunn tried to use his strength to get through there with a stiff arm and just brought down by Collegiate defender. And big play to bring up a 3rd and 12. And Gunn will stay on the field, so haven't seen Sleeker at all this drive at the quarterback position. And most likely a pass play if you want to keep the ball here if you're St. Chris. But they're going to stay in that I formation with Finn as the wingback. Toss to the outside to Hall. Gets through a hole, but taken down right after the passes line of scrimmage for a gain of 2 yards. Number 52 and 73 for Collegiate were in on that tackle.
Jake Slater's been all over the place for the Cougars today, offensively and defensively. Making some big-time stops, and obviously as a power back, it's hard to tackle.
Hank Mullins has already had one excellent punt this game to pin Collegiate inside of the 10-yard line. Let's see if he can do it again. A very high snap. He has time to gather it, though, and he does, and he should kick it. He's throwing the ball, and caught by Finn for a 1st down, and he got a gain to the 30-yard lines, and that would be a first down. And there is a flag on the play. Might be a chop block possibility, but I don't know, or a legal man downfield, but I don't know what that could be called. But that was a great IQ play right there by Hank Mullins.
I think that's probably illegal formation that it didn't look very. I mean, you've seen the fake punts, so I wonder if this is a different interpretation of the rules here.
So there was two calls on the play: illegal chop block and illegal formation, or illegal block instead of chop block, and that one was the accepted one. And St. Chris will have to redo fourth down, and it's going to be about 4th and 25. And this time, hopefully, they can get the punt off because that was luckily that it worked, but it was a great play. Number 20 is the snapper for St. Chris. That's Bowen Ireland. A little high right there. See if he settles it down this time. That's another high one. Way too high. Hank Mullins gets it. He needs to punt the ball, but instead he's trying to run it. And now he punts it. Gets it off. It's going to be one bounce. Keep getting in the St. Chris roll. And there he is again. And number 10 for Collegiate jumps on it. Noah McDaniel. Back-to-back very high level plays by Hank Mullins, but I know Bone Island's going to want to bring those snaps down later.
That is absurd from Hank Mullins.
I've never seen anything like that. Back to back. I thought he was going to get tackled and he just decided to kick it.
Made the Cougars' best player fall down there on the juke move and proceeded to have a 40+ yard punt there. That's impressive stuff.
He might have to have it. Those two plays combined might be a top 5 play or a not top 5 play for the one that got pulled back, because those were crazy plays right there from Hank Mullins, but fun and funny to watch. But now Collegiate, after all that madness, will take the ball over at the 28-yard line. They're in trips down low. It's a wide receiver screen thrown to 88, Jaden Smith, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage by 3 St. Chris defenders.
Saints defense swarmed all over Smith there. Had some good. Ayers had some good backup there.
But to go back to those two punt plays, those looked like who's going internet crazy right now is Pat McAfee, and those looked like 2 Pat McAfee plays back to back, which I love watching his highlights. Best punter, favorite punter to ever watch. Collegiate throws the ball, quick slant, and great defense right there by Bowen Ireland to break that up. It was in the hands of number 2, Milton Arundale, but broken up by Bowen Ireland. Great defense. And now Hank Mullins got pulled off, and they subbed in number 32, Turner Stout, to go play in his position at the corner closest to the sideline. Quarterback drops back, throws a quick out again, and taken down right away, this time by number 5, McDonald. And now it would be 4th and 12. So these back-to-back pass plays have not been successful. And if anything, they've gone backwards 3 straight passes, and you lose 4 yards is never a good look.
Just to stay in this game, Cougars absolutely have to convert this. It's 4th and long. You expect them to go in the air and try to take a deep shot. Hasn't worked out a single time today.
And great throw right there. Great catch by number 88, Jaden Smith, to get the first down. That was double scissors play on both sides of the field. A little slant and go and a flat and go, and they got the conversion right there.
At the dual wheel routes, lethal against that zone coverage.
Against zone 2 defense, it works very, very well because the corner thinks he's going to go to the flat, so he guards him, and then once he goes past him, the safety needs to get him, but the safety's already on the other guy. So great play design as they throw another screen pass and tackle by Bowen Ireland right away. So Hank Mullins will be subbed back in for Turner Stout, but St. Chris had one drive. They allowed up a good amount of yards, but was a bend but don't break defense and forced turnover on downs. And this time Collegiate's driven to about the 50-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd and 10. Callahan steps back, throws a really high pass. He had two wide receivers open in the middle of the field, but overthrows Jaden Smith right there. Number 14, Dominic Ivey, he looked like he was more open than Smith, but like Wright said earlier today, Callahan looks like he's looking at one wide receiver the whole time and waits until he's open, then throws instead of looking through his progression to find the open wide receiver. Drops back again, throws a quick ball. It's the same play that they got on the first down on, and St. Chris was there this time. And that was, couldn't tell who that was in coverage. It looks like it was Ford Bishop. It was Matthew Horn in coverage. That was great defense from an outside linebacker position. 4th and 9 coming up. Another pass. Almost sacked, but Cunningham takes the run, gets the first down, some extra yards, and then he just goes down, taken down by Hank Mullins and number 33, Win Lucas.
Really impressive run there from Callahan. Keep the Cougars alive and move the chains. Will keep the clock running. Just less than 4 minutes to go here, and Cougars need to get a touchdown fast if they want to stay in this ball game.
And once they get a touchdown, they need to kick an onside kick, try to recover it. Trips the top of the screen, looking that way. It's a screen pass. The linemen are out there to block in front. He gets a gain and gets the first down after a gain of 14 yards, and back-to-back big plays for Collegiate.
Seems like they've found it offensively. Maybe too little, too late.
What could work for Collegiate that they've been throwing the screen pass in a lot this drive. So fake the screen and then go deep could work against the defensive backs who have been up. It's going to be a false start, it looks like, on Collegiate. But I think with the corners for St. Chris biting on that screen pass right away, a fake screen and go would work. Same play, other side this time. It's a fake handoff, quarterback run, and taken down right away by McDonald in the backfield for a loss of 2. And it will be 2nd and about 17 yards. If you're Collegiate, you need to go quicker, get the play in, and run it.
after a slow start this season, it really seems like the Saints have come full circle. They look like a really well coached team on display today. 21-0 here.
With all three of the sides being very productive, 2 offensive touchdowns, special teams touchdown, and a turnover forced, and 2 sacks as well. Quick wide receiver, screen pass, he's got room to go, gets the first down and tackled inside of the 15-yard line, and Collegiate's now threatening to score on this defense, but it might be a little too much, a little too late. It will be 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. And Collegiate's taking it a little slow. The clock is running. It's under a minute and 45 seconds. Conlon takes the snap. The slant was open, but instead he throws it up to the front pylon and is deflected right there by number 4, Ayers.
Good defensive work there from Ayers. Had to look at a pick there, but did all he could. Sweat that ball down.
Go back to that play. They need to look at that slant because it was wide open with Bowen letting the wide receiver go to take up the wheel route on the outside. He allowed the slant to be wide open in the middle of the field. Pass play. There's the slant, and he could have got the touchdown if he just dove and went forward, but instead he went sideways and tackled by Finn Walter at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I think the Saints sent everybody there. Left the secondary to themselves, and that slant will get them down to the 3-yard line.
With a quick slant like that with a tall quarterback, a blitz is what you don't want to send. They do run it, but the blitz this time gets there and taking down a loss of 2 yards, so it will be a 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line, and Collegiate calls a timeout. That would be the first of the quarter, and first of the half, and we'll be back after it. We are back with a minute and 9 seconds. They do have their Wildcat quarterback in there. It's a good snap this time, handled by Slater. He gets to the outside and gets for a touchdown. That was a great play call by Collegiate.
Slater finds the outside. His dad gives him the play call, head coach for the Cougars.
It worked to perfection. Just a quarterback sweep, which we've seen a lot from Coach Horner over here with guns. Just get 3 wide receivers out there blocking the 3 defensive backs over there and just rely him to beat one guy and get to the edge, which right there Slater did. So now they're kicking an extra point to bring the game into 14 points. And this is a delay subbing. Could possibly be a flag, but they're not going to call it. And it's a bobbled snap, but he gets the edge, possibly could get it, but taken down by McDonald this time. So to not gather the snap, so it will be 21-6 with a minute and 4 seconds left. Expect an onside kick coming up. an onside kick does come up here from Collegiate. Wonder how often they practice these because the coach had to tell the players where to go, and there's a flag before they kick it. And don't know what they're going to call here. Maybe too many guys on the field, which would be very unfortunate, but this, I don't know. Normally it's your special teams that stays the same throughout the game no matter what, the same 11 guys. So miscommunication there's, I would say, more on the coach's fault than the players. And I don't know about in high school what you can do. I know in college you can have as many players as you want on one side as long as you have at least one player on the other side of the kicker. So if I was collegiate, if that was allowed, I would bring all 3 of the 4 guys on the far side to this side of the kicker. But looks like they're going to do 6 and 4. That's a good onside kick. Good bounce. Hits off and is recovered by Collegiate. That was a perfect onside kick by number 7, Kale McCormick.
Yeah, really textbook onside kick there. Which I'm a little confused with Coach Horner putting an offensive lineman on the front line.
Because normally on an onside kick, the front line's supposed to hit someone, and then it's the second line to catch the ball. And those offensive linemen / most of the time I see is linebackers, guys that just want to hit somebody, go out there and just try to nail the people coming to give the second line opportunity to catch the ball. But Collegiate does get the ball with 1 minute and 2 seconds left. And their offense drove down to the field, but it did take a good 3 minutes to get down there. So they'll need to do that in much faster pace this time. And they gained yards from where they got it. I don't know if there was a flag, but there was a personal foul after the play. So they gained 15 yards from the spot. They recovered it. So that helped them out. They'll have 2 wide receivers on both sides of the screen and a running back there with Callahan. And scissors play again, but read perfectly by defense. And number 25 for St. Chris, that's Whitfield Mullins, is going to be called for a flag. Looked like he got there a little too early. Might be pass interference, but
Saints just need to minimize the penalties here late inside the last minute.
However, if the ball is tipped, you're allowed to pass interference as much as you want. So the flag could be waved off if they say it was tipped, but they're not going to say it was tipped. It looked like the quarterback was getting tackled as he was throwing it. So it's a little close call right there. Now the refs are going to bring it in and talk about it. And I know he was getting tackled as he was throwing the ball, but I don't know if the ball got tipped. But we'll be back after the refs make up their mind. So it was pass interference on Whitfield Mullins. As the quarterback was getting tackled as he was throwing it, but the ball didn't get tipped, so therefore it wasn't going to be able to hit the wide receiver in mid-throw.
This has been some of the longest 4 minutes I've ever seen in a football game. Collegiate with 2 possessions.
Especially with what's supposed to be a running clock. So it's a very long 4 minutes. Like basketball, under a minute takes 15 minutes. Pass play again. A quick out route. There's another flag, and they keep the running back in bounds, but there's 50 seconds left with a flag down. with all these flags, it helps out Collegiate because the coach can give them a play. So right when the ref blows the whistle, they go, and it's like a timeout.
Yeah, you just can't do it if you're the Saints. It advances the ball for Collegiate, gives them time to have a new play, and stops the clock. It's just nothing could be worse in this situation for St. Christopher's and consecutive penalties.
And I think this time it's going to be holding on St. Chris possibly because they threw the flag before the ball was in the air. So in that case, it's holding and not pass interference. And it is going to be holding on the defense. So that'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And that pushes Collegiate inside the 10-yard and about the 9-yard line. And it'll be first and goal. Callahan takes the snap, looks to the right side. It's not there, has pressure, rolls to the outside. He's trying to beat one guy, hurdles a guy, but tackled by Finn Walter as he was getting jumped over. And Collegiate calls a timeout to stop the clock at 34.2 seconds left in the game. And there's also a flag on the play, so even though they called the timeout, there's a flag. So if this is they could also not call the timeout and just call a flag, and this would still keep Collegiate with 2 timeouts left in the game. Now it's holding on the defense once again. So these DBs are getting caught left and right, and these officials are taking full control of the game and being very nitpicky, it looks like, because Callahan was looking that way right away, but sooner or later he was running to the left, so don't know when they saw the holding call. But it will be first and goal from the 4-yard line, and that does not count as a timeout against Collegiate. They are going to pass the ball. Wide receiver screen, but it's dropped, and that will stop the clock. I think right here you go back to what you scored on earlier in the game. So it'll be second and goal from the 4-yard line. And there's 5 wide receivers split out, and Callahan's in the back all by himself. He takes the snap, looks to his right, throws a slant right away, and it was a little too far, but he had Milton Arndale open again right in the middle.
Missed chance there for Collegiate. Arnell had the end zone to himself. Almost tipped in the hands of Finn Walter. Collegiate with another chance here on third down.
It's another chance, like you said, but they need to capitalize on that situation. It would give them 30 seconds to score again if they recovered another onside kick, but be third and goal from the 4. Looks to his right, and that should be pass interference on the offense because he hit a guy before anyone was caught, but before the ball was caught. But there's no flag, and it'll be 4th and goal from the 4-yard line, and a big play coming up for both teams. This will end the game for Collegiate if it is stopped by St. Chris.
Biggest play of the game here.
And Collegiate can take their time by putting the play in, get the right play they want, but same formation, 5 split out. Callahan in the back all by himself, takes the snap, looks to his right again, has the slant, and it is caught this time by Milton Arndale, and this game is going to be brought to 12-21 with the field goal unit coming back on. This is a very scary situation. If I was Collegiate, I would go for 2 because if you don't get this, game's over no matter what. But if you get the 2-point conversion, you can kick a field goal later. You already missed one field goal opportunity. Number 7 for Collegiate, Cale McCormick, is the kicker. He's waiting for the snap. Gets it. Kicked. And he looks like he missed it too wide right. And it looks like St. Chris will come out with a win here today.
That is a big-time miss. St. Christopher's gets away with it. They stay up 2 possessions.
So that does nothing to St. Chris allowing a touchdown up there because it's still a 2-possession game. So that's why if I was Collegiate, I would have gone for 2 and brought the game into 7. But now Collegiate probably going to do another onside kick, but with 23 seconds left, you can always say this game is definitely over. But they are setting up another onside kick. Last time McCormick had a great onside kick. See if he can do it again. And St. Chris is not in an onside receiving formation. I don't know if they practice it, but if they're relying on Finn Walter to receive this kick with 6 Cougars coming straight at him, it's very scary. And Coach Horner calls a timeout, and that's a great call by him. Talk it over with his special teams unit, just gather in and win the game, but we'll be back after the timeout. Onside kick coming up for McCormick, and great catch right there from number 45, Matthew Horn right there, a freshman, and he's in my peer advisory, so I'll be talking to him about that next week.
Good work from Matthew Horn there. Just about seals it. Hopefully the Saints can get a clean snap off and kneel this game out to end their season.
That's all you need to do, and they will be sending Gunn out there to do that instead of Sleeker, who had a missed fumble snap and a fumble while running. Here comes, most likely, I can see him running it just to give some players that haven't been in much this year some playing time. Just give them a quick play, see what they do. They are kneeling the ball, and the ref is talking to the Collegiate players saying, let them just kneel the ball and let the game be over with. We don't need any extra pushing and shoving and starting a fight. And they do kneel the ball. And that will be the game here. Last game of the year for the 2023 JV football season. Started off rough this year, ended on high notes with consecutive wins under Coach Horner. And I know the fans and the students of the team will be very happy finish the season this way, beating the rivalry. We'll be back on this SDC TV next Monday when varsity soccer will take on quarterfinals against either Benedictine or Cape Henry. See you later.